Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of the Cooking Doc, where today we're going to be going over meals 16 through 18. And I think this is my favorite three meals in a row right here. So let's jump straight into it. So for meal number 16, we got some eggplant parm. This is a very affordable and but very delicious meal. It's not too complicated to make. And it doesn't take a whole lot of time. It's just a bunch of steps to kind of follow. So your prep time is going to be around 10 minutes, no more than that. And then your cook time is going to be anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes, depending on how much you're making. So what you need is about one eggplant. I used three eggs for this one. This was a little bit bigger of an eggplant, so you need a little bit more egg. Some breadcrumbs. You're gonna need a lot of breadcrumbs, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, red pepper flakes, some oil, some mozzarella cheese, and some red sauce. Um, Starting off, you're basically just gonna cut up your eggplant. For reference, I kind of don't go any thinner than your nail on your pinky finger, but no thicker than how thick your actual pinky is. Making it too thick can make it a little bit difficult to cook, just because it'll take so long to kind of soften up and be cooked. And then making it too thin, it doesn't come out the right way how you like it. I mean, you want like the perfect thickness to where it's like soft, but it's not like super like hard and not a whole lot of like I call it meat, but like the actual vegetable on the inside. So for the cooking side of things, I also made this with a side of pasta. So I just kind of boiled up some water, cooked the pasta while I was making the eggplant. But you're just gonna whip up the three eggs together. You're gonna put the breadcrumbs onto a plate with your garlic powder, red pepper, and um Italian seasoning. Just gonna mix that all up, and then you can coat the or fill up the pan. You want the amount of oil with to submerge about like half the eggplant in. So then you're just going to start heating up the oil. You want to wait until it gets hot enough so that way you are frying it, not just letting it soak in like somewhat hot oil. So you're just gonna drop the eggplant into the egg batter, then into the breadcrumbs, making sure the entire thing is covered in eggplant or breadcrumbs, and then just dropping it into the oil. It's probably going to take around like 3 to 5 minutes each side per piece of eggplant. And then once that's done, you're just going to take it off, put it onto I use a cooking sheet with paper towels on it to kind of absorb up the oil so it's just not a soggy mess. And then for the parm part, you're just gonna drop some red sauce on top and then cover it in cheese. You can either throw this in the oven or in the air fryer. I use the air fryer, and you're really just melting the cheese. That's about it. So, once you're done, just kind of serve it however you want, right onto a plate with some pasta, and it's a really good, healthy, and cheap meal. On to meal 17. This is more of a snack rather than a meal, but it's something that I love to make all the time, and it's very simple and there's not a whole lot to it. It's just kind of more of a waiting game. This is the longest meal per se on the entire channel. So your prep time is around 2 to 3 days and your cook time is around 6 hours. Um, Beef jerky is very high in protein, so it's a good snack for just about anyone, but especially athletes. Um, so basically, what you need for this is two London broils, some skewers, garlic powder, red pepper, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, steak sauce, and some steak seasoning. Um, Basically, what you're gonna do for the preparation side of things, you're just gonna slice up all of the beef jerky into thin slices, just like a normal sized piece of like steak that you would eat. You don't want it like crazy thick, and you're just gonna kind of slice it up, throw it into a plastic bag, and you're kind of doing everything to taste seasoning wise, and so you're just gonna kind of dump whatever you think's good in there. So I mean, you can see where the soy sauce and the Worcestershire sauce is all the way down to. I just opened those up for this meal or this batch of beef jerky. So that's how much I use for that, and then just kind of the seasonings for taste. You're gonna mix this all around and zip up the bag and put it back in the refrigerator, and you're just gonna like let it sit for 2 days minimum, 3 days max. And like every 12 hours to a day, you're just gonna kind of go into the fridge and like move the meat around on the inside of the bag. So that way, like all the juices are still moving around. You're just kind of making sure it's all moving, kind of helps it absorb a little bit better. And then for the cooking side of things, it's very simple. You're gonna put pieces of beef jerky onto a skewer, slightly spread out, so that way it's not like just one slab of meat on a skewer. And you're just gonna drop it laid in your oven rack. I always cover the bottom rack in tin foil because as it cooks, the juices start to drip out of it, and you don't want that just caking the bottom of your oven because it can like start to burn and the further in the future when you cook in the oven. So you're just kind of gonna lay it in a rack. You're gonna turn the oven all the way down until as low as it goes. My oven for this went down to 170. So I just put it in there at 170 for 6 hours. And at the end of the 6 hours, this is what the beef jerky looks like when it comes out. And you basically just throw it into a container or plastic bag. I usually put it in there with a paper towel or two to keep it from being like soggy, kind of dries up everything without removing any of the flavor. It's really all you spend money on in this is the meat, and I really make it whenever London broilers go on sale. So you kind of get a couple dollars off a pound. You might end up spending if you're getting two, you'll spend like $20, and the beef jerky lasts a while. So, and then for the last meal, I went with some salmon, mashed potatoes, and asparagus. This is also a very simple meal. Um, and it's not too expensive either. I mean, the most expensive thing is the fish, which is usually around $10 a pound. Unless if you're finding it on sale, it can be around like $7 or $8 a pound. So this piece of fish right here was $7. Um, a bundle of asparagus is around like on sale $5, maybe even that regular price. I don't really remember. And then just I used a packet of pre-made like dehydrated mashed potatoes. You just kind of heat up. So what you need is your prep time is around 15 minutes, your cook time is around 30. Um you got one fillet of salmon, you got your packet of mashed potatoes, your asparagus, some butter, some oil, salt, pepper. I used Old Bay and garlic for the seasoning on the fish. So for the asparagus, we're just gonna lay it on a pan, lightly glaze in oil and just cover in salt and pepper. And we're just gonna throw this in the oven right away at 350 and just let that sit in there and let it cook. It's gonna cook all the way through till we're done cooking the salmon at the very end. Next, we're just gonna season up our salmon. Um, we're just gonna use a little bit of oil in there, some butter, and then your Old Bay and garlic powder right in there. And you're just gonna kind of cover up the entire piece of fish, and then you're gonna put it in the oven at 350, and you're gonna set a timer for about 25 to 30 minutes. 25 being the shortest time. This all depends on how thick it is. Um, so it's gonna sit in there and cook for about 30 minutes. And then for the mashed potatoes, you're just boiling 2 cups of water and you're stirring in the potatoes, and then you're done.